Breaking news, my wonderful people. Festus KEYAMO in a serious one, as he's been asked to resign immediately or be sacked if he wants to remain on TINUBU's campaign trail. The guy refused to resign. The guy refused to, he has refused to resign. He has refused to do anything. He has continuously stayed there and has not resigned. He has not arisen and said, you know what, he has not done the right thing. Funny enough, Buhari's administration and government is one of the worst governments you can ever imagine in this space of time and what is going on currently right now today. This is the worst thing that could ever happen to anybody. So this is what is happening right now. You see, they asked him now, resign. It's either you resign quickly or you are sacked. Okay, so this is possibility of what is going on. You know, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Festus KEYAMO orders told to resign as ministers or be sacked immediately. The National Assembly member representing Goda in the federal constituency in Sokoto, Musa Saki Ado, has backed the directive recently issued by President Muhammadu Buhari to his ministers that they should not abandon their official duties for political campaign. Buhari had on Tuesday warned ministers, permanent secretaries, and heads of government agencies not to abandon the business of governance for electoring and for engineering campaign, saying any infringe and trying to dispense between these two will have serious consequences. The president gave the warning at the closing ceremony of the 2022 Ministerial Performance Review Retreat. Recently, he has signed the Executive Order 012 on improving performance management, coordination and implementation of presidential priorities. Notable among Buhari's ministers fully involved in the Bola Ahmed presidential campaign and the All Progressive Congress campaign is Festus KEYAMO, who is a minister of the State of Labor and Employment. KEYAMO is the spokesman for the TINUBU Presidential Council. Speaking on Arise television recently, KEYAMO insisted that he has the capacity to balance the two offices and that he will not resign. The presidency directives to his ministers that nobody should abandon his judiciaries, his official work as minister to go and play politics in order, but to play politics is in order, but should also add that any minister who has participated in active politics should resign immediately. Like we have seen in the days of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, 6 months to time, he will call a meeting saying anyone interested in politics should resign and go. Honorable Abdul said this in an interview on Arise TV on Wednesday. That we have not seen in this government at all. The minister even attempts to contest various political positions and are still ministers. What exactly is going on here? They should and all resign immediately, and yet nothing has happened. I am on the same subject with President Muhammadu Buhari. They should all resign or leave the position if they want to actively participate in peasant politics. Any minister that wants to campaign for the presidential candidate of APC, whether on the state level or whatever level, should resign. They should resign and be men of honor. You cannot eat your cake and have it. Every one of them should resign. You are campaigning for TINUBU. You are a minister. How are you doing your job? Is the ministerial work now just one of those things you just stay there and nothing is being done? You are occupying position of a minister, yet you are not doing the job and you are being paid both as a campaign person and as a minister. They should resign and let's get things in order in this country. So Festus KEYAMO, the resignation has come. Is either he follows TINUBU or he resigns. I really hope he will choose one of either. I really hope, because the guy has constantly argued that he will not resign and he can still do the work. He said he's not resigning, he's going nowhere. So he wants to eat his cake and have it. But is he really doing the work? Is that what it ought to be? Okay, should he is he doing the work as he ought to be? So these are things that are happening, and why everyone, must continue to look at things more positively and ensure that at the end of the day, okay, we are not haphazard everywhere with no true direction, no true purpose. And as a nation, as a people, there is no direction. President Muhammadu Buhari had a meeting with them and asked everyone who wants to participate in the campaign effectively should resign. They have constantly, Festus Keyamo was the first to say he can balance both. You can balance both, but you're doing nothing. You're not doing anything particular about it to ensure that you balance the situation and ensure that you are not seen as someone who is neither here nor there. So these are the truths that are going on. This is what is happening, and why everyone must constantly look out. Buhari has warned them that they should work out and ensure that they are doing what is right and necessary, okay, putting the country first. But Buhari himself, is he a disciplined man? Buhari himself, is he a disciplined individual? Buhari himself, is he disciplined himself? Because you have to be disciplined for you to be able to call things to order. You yourself have to be disciplined for you to be able to call others, and point out to them that you are wrong in this area, you're wrong in that area, you're wrong in that area. If you're not disciplined yourself, you cannot call anybody to order. So Buhari has called on them to resign. Will he resign? Will he resign? So these are possibilities and things that are happening, and why everyone, okay, must ensure that we are doing the right thing. We must call them to order. We cannot afford to have these people, just being there, and none of them particularly is standing up, and ensuring that truth and justice. In fact, this administration is one of the worst. It's one of the worst you can ever imagine. One of the worst. They want to eat their cake and have it. Imagine Buhari's son-in-law is the Minister of Justice. Buhari's son-in-law, Abubakar Malami. Either Buhari or himself should have resigned. You can't have family ruling a nation. It's not your father's, it's not your throne. You are not a king and a prince, and so every other person should line up right behind you. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. This is what we are experiencing in Nigeria, and that's why there is no orderliness. That's why there is hardly truth. There is hardly truth. You said, well, he can balance it, but that's not true. Because in Nigeria, there is no measure of accountability. There is seriously no measure for accountability. Nobody can actually say, okay, this is how things should be. Leave us a comment. Bye for now.